Most adults think chores are annoying, but the habits you learned in kindergarten might determine the quality of your entire life. Well, in a Waldorf kindergarten. Cleaning, cooking, sweeping, organizing. What if those simple activities were actually rewiring your brain for success, emotional regulation, and manifestation? And the final idea in this video might completely change the way you look at washing dishes. Most adults experience chores like this. Oh, gotta clean. Oh, time to do the dishes. Oh, I gotta do the dishes. I gotta organize. I gotta put away this stuff. I gotta clean up. I gotta fold the laundry. You get it. But young children don't experience life that way. Children see things as participating in the world. And the fascinating part is modern neuroscience is starting to show that these simple daily activities actually do something extremely powerful for the brain. They train attention, emotional regulation, identity formation, and even your ability to create order in your life. But to understand why, we need to go back to kindergarten. Children are wired for participation. Watch a toddler when you start cleaning. They immediately say, "Can I help?" They grab a tiny broom. They want to wash vegetables. They want to stir the food. They want to fold the laundry. Not because they love chores, but because humans are biologically wired to participate in life. Young children learn through imitation, movement, repetition. They don't want entertainment. They want meaningful participation. They model you. What are you modeling? Quick question. When you were growing up, did chores feel like punishment or did they feel like being part of the family? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious what people experienced. But here's where it gets interesting. Those simple activities children love to do are actually training the brain in ways most adults completely overlook. The neuroscience of simple work. When you sweep a floor or wash dishes or fold laundry, your brain is integrating several systems at once: movement, touch, visual feedback, repetition. This activates the motor cortex, attention networks, sensory systems, emotional regulation circuits. And this combination strengthens something incredibly important: focus and nervous system stability. Ever notice how people clean the house when they're stressed? I do. I'm stressed. I'm like avoiding something. I start cleaning up. That's not random. Your nervous system is trying to restore order through physical activity. Your brain literally feels calmer when your environment becomes more organized. And here's where it becomes really powerful, because this simple habit of creating order outside of you starts creating order inside of you. Order changes identity. Your brain is constantly asking one question: what kind of person am I? And the brain answers that question through behavioral evidence, not positive thinking, not affirmations, behavior. So when you repeatedly clean your environment, organize your space, complete small tasks, your brain records evidence that says, I am someone who creates order, and identity shapes behavior. Someone who believes I am organized makes different decisions than someone who believes my life is chaos. That belief doesn't come from thoughts. It comes from repeated actions. And this is exactly where people misunderstand manifestation. Manifestation is behavioral. People think manifestation is about thinking the right thoughts, but neuroscience shows something deeper. Your brain believes what you repeatedly do. Every completed action sends signal to the brain that strengthen self-trust, confidence, agency. And these signals release dopamine, which reinforce the behavior. In simple terms, your brain starts believing, I am someone who can shape reality. Cleaning your house may seem small, but neurologically, it's the practice for something much bigger: shaping your environment intentionally. And here's the deeper philosophical insight, because many spiritual traditions understood this long before neuroscience did. The spiritual meaning of daily work. In many traditions, ordinary work is considered sacred: cooking, cleaning, caring for your home. Why? Because these activities bring you into presence. You are moving, sensing, paying attention. The presence is the foundation of creativity, calm, and awareness. That's why monks sweep floors. This is why traditional cultures involve children in household work. Daily work becomes a meditation in motion. Children learn the relationship to life from watching you. And this is the part that matters most if you're a parent. Children don't learn from lectures, they learn from observation. If they see adults treating work like, oh, I hate doing this, they learn life is a burden. But if they see adults treating work like this is part of caring for our world. They learn something completely different. They learn life is something we participate in. You know, the old adage, do as I say, not as I do. Well, really, it's you're going to do what I do, not what I say. And this leads to the realization that might change how you see your daily life. When you were a child, cleaning your room wasn't really about cleaning a room. It was about learning something much deeper. You were learning, I can change the world around me. But somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing chores as creative participation in life, and we started seeing them as punishment. Maybe that's a parent's fault. But think about something interesting. The people who create extraordinary lives often have one habit in common. They constantly bring order to their environment. They organize, they build, they improve, they care for their surroundings. And every small act sends a message to the brain. I am someone who creates order, and order is the foundation of manifestation. So maybe the real secret to personal development isn't complicated. Maybe it's something much simpler. Maybe we all just need to go back to kindergarten, a Waldorf kindergarten. Here's the question I want to leave with you. What would happen if you started treating every small task in your life as practice? Cleaning, cooking, organizing, finances, taking care of your environment. Would your life start to feel different? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes the smallest habits create the biggest transformation. Doing the dishes is time to think, time to meditate, time to speak with your child helping you, time for yourself. Enjoy this day. I wish you wisdom and understanding. Go in love and peace.